that. Thanks for joining us as our group of heroes.
Paige, if you're gonna do it, you gotta commit. FEA, TSA, NDF, ABLES.
I mean, yes, but the opportune time to do that is when I'm still saying Feats and Fables, not when I've passed on to the next part of the intro. You monsters. Thanks for joining us. As our group of heroes face the wrath of nature and the sinister plots of Cobra.
Cobra, yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Ben Heisler. I'm one of the lead designers on Essence 20 in the G.I. Joe role-playing game, along with this goober, who is Dr. Paige Lightman. For this Feats and Fables story, I'm the GM, and welcome to my wacky, zany, incredible homebrew.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce our players and their G.I. Joes. We have, appearing first, Zordon playing Joe, a intergalactic warrior from far space that is now just a blue tube. We have Coda of Codab Games playing Search and Rescue, a Beastmaster Ranger.
Hello, everybody. Come watch me on Codab Games. I'm playing through a terrible, terrible game called Harvester.
Why would we want to come watch you play a horrible game?
Oh, it's an
I was
F&B
going to watch
from the
you.
90s, and it is just racist and sexist and homophobic. It's
What?
You're really not helping.
Yeah, you're not
the
Yeah,
come
no.
watch come watch me play this game.
Yeah.
I mean, are you trying to punish yourself for something?
Are you trying
No,
to punish
but my
us?
viewers definitely are, because they paid me to play it, so
Oh.
it's happening.
Well, I'm not going to support that business venture.
Coda's not racist.
You
He
racist,
just has people
sexist,
pay him to
misogynist.
constantly do racist things.
Yeah.
Yes, but I call it out when I see it.
Fair
Yes.
enough.
Well,
All right.
next we have Ron Frankie playing Sky
Yes.
High, a mechanized infantry warfighter.
Sky High is a little nervous. He does not have immediate access to any sort of vehicle since we're kind of trapped in here.
Cry me a river.
I have put you into a dungeon where you cannot take your horse, Paladin.
I might try and construct some sort of a cart out of various detritus that's lying around.
I thought you were going to try to make a gyrocopter that you could, go down the halls in.
I think
You
that
get on
would be
top of the cart and I'll
amazing.
just push it real fast. How does that sound?
that
But-
actually that's a very generous offer. I might take you up on that.
But the other two gonna go around going whoop 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 whoop, so you get that helicopter noise.
He
Yeah,
doesn't. He'd be okay with a non-helicopter vehicle. That's just his favorite. But he also, is willing to drive another vehicle. That'll take the edge off.
I found you the Segway.
I mean, don't tease me.
I don't
with
need
that.
a segue until we get done introducing all of the players. Codab. Look at me using that double entendre. Anyways, so we have Dr. Andrew Huang playing Blockchain, a spy commando.
Hey everybody. I know that like last Christmas I said this would be the last time you would ever see Bitcoin under 50K, but this time I really mean it. This
Where's
is
the squirt bottle? I demand.
quickly
You won't let me have
buy-
a sniper rifle, but give me the squirt bottle.
just buy into the bear market and the bulls will come prancing in any moment now.
I
Subscribe
can
to my
bullseye
newsletter.
him from 15 feet away with a squirt bottle.
It's
Well-
one hell of a squirt bottle nozzle.
Yeah, I was about to say, what squirt bottle are you?
I'm a professional sniper. I can make squirt bottles do things that are beyond their design specifications.
She's got a modified nozzle with a modified top with an extended nozzle
And a laser sight.
and a lasers.
Of course, there's a laser sight. There's always a laser sight.
You're gonna be
Well, with that,
auto hitting your nozzle sprays.
let me introduce Dr. Paige Lightman playing Tweest, a sniper commando, and the only member of our group who's not a sworn member of G.I. Joe.
I
And
come
she-
from a troubled backstory.
And she no longer has access to any of her gear because
Right?
the Poche isn't here to distribute it.
The troubled backstory is Joe took all of your weapons and Bass is now out.
Yes. He said I could have the gun or the bullets. And then he decided I couldn't have the gun. And then he decided I couldn't have the bullets. So Currently, I am
Time.
armed with harsh language.
What?
Ah,
When you have that, superior Cobra martial arts training, right?
Oh no. I am not that kind of spy. Or not that kind of commando, rather.
Got it. Well, now that you know all the players, investigating a strange robot found at the site of a monster attack, our G.I. Joe team followed its signal to the ever peaceful Angel Grove in this idyllic city where nothing bad ever happens.
Eva.
The Joes,
reportedly.
yeah, exactly. Nothing bad ever gets reported in Angel Grove, at least. But our Joes have started to find out that there is something rotten at the heart of Angel Grove. Anyways, they followed the signal to the business district where they traced it to Emergen HQ. The skyscraper that it's part of was closed up tight due to earthquake damage that had occurred in nearby Santa Carla and had extended out to Angel Grove. When they had a helicopter, let me just remind you of these beautiful moments, Ron. When they had a helicopter, they landed on the roof, infiltrated the building, and managed to reach the building's restricted labs.
Which
Where
are
they were
full
having a jam party.
of red handprints.
Yeah, red food coloring. God, what is wrong with you people? Just always assuming the worst. Suppose I should. Oh, we're on an RP scene, so they won't even see this. This is
Nope.
fine. This is fine. Everything's
Hey,
fine.
should I switch it
No,
over?
no.
Yes.
Do
Too
the
late
needful,
now.
Andrew. Do it.
Yes.
Doing it. It's done it.
I said no.
Something's still broken here. I don't know what's. Oh, I see. Because we're professionals, everybody. Professionals.
Oh, hey, there it goes. It showed up.
Oh.
I was about to be like, wait a minute. Who's even running this thing? Anyways, entering the Bloody Lab, they found a single worker trapped in a sealed server room and learned from them that they had to end the lockdown in order to reach the only other living soul, it seems. Scouting around the lab, they found a set of inactive lasers, a pool of blood, and a set of mysteriously heavy cardboard cutouts,
Meow, 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 meow.
along with a power station that they repaired so that they could have power in the area. Though what this power does and how it affects the strange lasers, we may never know. Or will we find out tonight, players?
So many puzzles.
So many mysteries, wrapped in enigmas, wrapped in puzzles.
So, if Jenny's not here to hand me weapons, who would she have handed my gear to in order to issue it back to me?
Ooh, man.
Wait, are you asking who our second in command is?
I am.
Why
The
would
second
you-
in command, at least when it comes to Twist.
Why are
Yes.
you trying to break this group apart? Are you still Are you a triple agent?
This
I
sounds like a
mean,
Cobra
entirely
technique
could
to
be.
me.
I just want to know where my damn gun is.
On Jenny's
Well,
back.
obviously the person that Jenny trusts the most after herself is Search.
You know, you're probably not wrong.
Okay, cool. Search is
True.
now armed with a sniper
Texting
rifle.
though.
It's not equipped to be wielded by a dog, but Search has a high enough intelligence.
Does Search have a gyro mount?
I think
the,
Search can make it work. So Ben, Search is going to go ahead and take a couple actions to set up the sniper rifle, and we're good to go.
That sounds good.
I stay
Uh,
out of the light of fire.
So to further remind you, this is the power station you found. These laser box are now lit up with the number of dots that they show on them. You have one door that is right here that you haven't gone into that hasn't made any noise. And then you have a bigger metal door up here that is occasionally making a thump against that door. Pretty heavy thump.
For the good of the group, it does appear that at the end of the last episodes, my 2-sentence notes were found a name on the screen that matches a cardboard cutout, and lockdown procedures can be performed in Lab A.
Ah, yes.
So
You do see that the door over here to the left.
Wait, we have to pause this. I would like to point out that Paige tried to go over our heads to Joe who is not dead. He just can't play with us tonight.
He is
And
working.
Joe responded that rescue was the one. Oh, he said, "Oh, damn!" He said rescue, didn't he?
Not search.
Yep.
Not
I'm
search.
sure he meant
No,
search.
he
Joe
was
just got them mixed
confused.
up.
He just got them mixed up.
Yeah,
So
clearly.
we're all on the same page still.
Excellent.
And that was a very Cobra thing to do. Twist.
That was amazing.
Old habits die hard. I see how
All
it
right.
is.
Sorry for that breaking news interruption. Now back to our
I felt
regularly
it.
scheduled
I felt
programming.
it.
Which I think that right there just shows Paige is not yet ready for her gun.
I'm glad.
If y'all get killed,
This was
I'm
a
gonna-
test, Paige.
I'm
A
going to stand
test.
over your corpses and laugh.
I like how Paige was like, I want my character to have trouble fitting in and have a tragic backstory. And I'm like, sounds great. Let's do it.
I'm all for it.
What that means is, sir, if Paige doesn't get her weapons or any
What
trust
guns-
from the group, I love it.
What guns can Paige use, or can Twist use?
I mean, if it uses the targeting skill.
Anything with a trigger, pretty much.
Okay.
Also, lawn darts.
She
Lawn
just
dart.
Also,
Darts.
lawn darts and throwing knives.
she just much prefers to stand very far away from, whatever it is she's shooting.
Joe has confirmed that
seems
he.
like sound tactical choices right there.
Joe has confirmed that he does in fact mean the dog.
Excellent.
No, he didn't. The
All right.
opposite of that, Andrew, reading comprehension.
No, he confirmed.
So, moving right along, we all know that Search is now set up with her sniper rifle, because Search is just going to be the best parts of all of us when we're done here.
Clearly.
That's true. Search has
So-
already been watching me carefully as I fly my helicopter.
And she's getting really into crypto, so
Like, that's the primary person that blockchain has been selling to. So it's just like,
You gotta plan for your goals, and then consider your risk equation, and then have an exit strategy.
Bork.
it's
a
like,
good
it's like
exit
Bark
strategy,
wants to
just-
buy more blockchain. Bark twice if you really meant to bark once.
No, it's great. This is definitely just one of those headlines you see that, like, dog makes best investments ever. Follow here to see what comes next.
Oh, I would
mean,
click that. Like, no
that's
matter
also
how
true.
many social security numbers I had to give it or
Right.
whatever, I would just keep clicking.
I could
Yeah,
just
Never
imagine
stop clicking.
the sounds that my antivirus like. This is not safe. You better get out of here, This is not a
Bro,
good- not a
Like,
good thing."
no,
We've
don't you
gone
understand?
so
If
far
a dog
afield.
can make mad money, then surely I can too.
We've
I'm
gone
smarter
so
than
far
most
afield.
dogs.
He's not
Let's
wrong.
let's bring it back, y'all, because
What?
pretty sure we got a puzzle to crack here.
Okay.
What the puzzle? So other things that that I was reminded of. One, the door over here does in fact say on its Lab A.
Oh, one mystery solved. This is easy.
The other thing was to mention that using the key card that they had gotten to break into this joint, they activated a little bit of electronic trickery.
A little bit.
They were able to access this computer and learn more about what is going on here by getting past the general company intranet and deeper into the files.
Yes. The files are inside the computer.
No, man, they're in the cloud. We don't keep anything here. We're Cobra. We're up to date.
Search is actively spotting for lasers still, so
Well, Search has yet to notice any lasers.
rescue is actively spotting for.
You don't have
Dang
to look
it.
for lasers. Look for the little apertures that lasers would potentially come out of, and then we can potentially sabotage those.
That's fair.
Like a piece of chewing gum might do it,
That's true.
I mean,
That's
I
the
will
one
point
thing.
out.
That's the one thing Twist still has access to.
So
Dun,
I
dun,
am
dun.
I
Chewing
am
gum.
just for just to cover all of our bases. I'm gonna try to open the door to Lab A.
Ooh.
Good idea.
Well. if
Walk
you're going to-
between those four pillars with the suspicious lights.
Done.
I mean, there's, it's fine, right? It's totally
Oh,
fine.
go
okay,
wrong.
good.
I'm just realizing that all these marks I made earlier are on the token layer and not the map layer, which could be super awkward if I try to move literally anything. So I was trying to fix that
Hey.
right quick. But you come to this door, you press it open, slides open with a soft
Okay.
hiss now that the power's
Ooh.
on, revealing more computers and more lasers.
Ooh. Are the lasers active?
They have dots lit up on them. Yes.
So it looks like in here we've got a 1 and 2 2s. So that gives us 3 3s and 1 4.
Mhm.
I see a pattern here. The 4s are definitely the problem.
Oh, if you think the 4s are the problem, wait until you see the. Ooh, I don't want to spoil it for you.
But we don't see any lasers, right? We just see turrets capable of producing lasers.
You see boxes with diodes on the side that are capable of producing lasers if they're
Mhm.
anything like the one you already took apart and put back together.
Yes.
This is after lasers trapped you into this environment earlier, just also for a reminder for you and for our viewing audience.
If why I
Show them the lasers.
so is anyone
Spend money on
no.
those lasers.
Okay, jeez. See? Lasers, moving lasers.
Ooh, moving
The
lasers.
Best that money could buy.
That's right. Spared no expense.
Spared no expense.
I'm gonna
Yes.
John Hammond on this.
Ooh, ah.
Ooh,
So is anyone still logged in? Contrary to company policy? On any of these computers?
Why?
What?
Why hack when you can just wake the computer up?
Listen,
right?
like 80% of actual hacking is just like social engineering. So
I mean,
That is true.
Andrew's not wrong. It is really annoying to log out every time you walk away from your
Mhm.
computer.
I mean,
Maybe-
they were pretty sure this was a drill. So yeah, it turns
Yeah.
out that that this computer over here is in fact you wiggle the mouse and it pops back up with what that person was working on.
And what were they working on?
It looks like it's an internal system that seems to be monitoring some levels of something and cameras. And there's a big pop-up bar that keeps coming up every time you try to close it and then move anything around.
yeah.
There's a big red pop-up that says "Lockdown in effect. Lock your computer and leave your station. Emergency."
Flee, you fool!
Yes.
However,
yeah.
the on the screen,
Mhm.
you see a larger room that also has a number of these same boxes set up with the different lights on them. You see
Hmm.
that about half of them have the lights set up, and the other half are still dark.
Huh.
And you can see in this room there's a raised platform, and that the boxes are all set around it. But the
Mhm.
boxes are, as we have already spoken of, not currently projecting any lasers.
Mhm.
Inside that there is a this area. There's, in addition to the boxes, it looks like it was once a clean area, as if there wasn't much of shit in it. It looked like it was probably a lab area.
Mhm.
But now there's a bunch of um, slime coating the floor, much of which
Slime.
is red tinged.
Gross.
And stuck into this slime are a bunch more of those cardboard cutouts that you saw. Some of them in certainly worse condition than the ones that you found, where most of them were either terrified or were dealing with significant wounds and injuries.
Huh.
Oh, this is some sort of body horror shit.
Yeah,
Y'all,
how many bodies are there? Or how many cutouts, quote unquote, are
Well, you pan the camera around, doing a
Mhm.
button for it to turn left, and then having to close
good.
the emergency window, and then a
That's
button to click
convenient.
left, and then
Yeah.
close the emergency window, and so you
It's
pan all
too
the way to the
real,
left.
Ben. It's too real.
I mean,
do you want to update and reboot?
Literally never.
I mean, I'm just saying you happen to be in a corporate environment. I'm trying to work a little bit of that horror. I mean, it's just now the 1st of November.
I mean,
So I
capitalism
wanted-
is its own horror show.
I wanted to make sure that we were still enjoying the spoopy times before
It
Mariah Carey
is.
comes for all of our souls.
Ben, you always were a kidder.
Ugh. And you pan over to the right, where you see there's probably a total of another. It's somewhere in the teens. You count up to at least 15, but you're not sure if you've counted any of them twice or missed a couple that are set up in this area. And you As you pan all the way to the right, you see that there is a huge, like easily 10 foot tall and 10 or so feet wide. You're not even sure what it is. It's like it's got a bunch of yellow lines that are coming off of it, and it's got this big red. Oh no, those are teeth that are coming up out of. That's a really big mouth that's just like on top of the body. There's not even like a
What
head.
is that?
It's like a
Oh,
Venus
I-
flytrap situation.
Yeah, except for there's a lot of yellow tendrils that are coming out among these teeth that are clacking together,
that's just
and
upsetting.
then the body itself is round and bulbous and has a bunch of flaps that are coming off the side.
I submit that Power Rangers is just like a gateway drug to Cthulhian horror.
I
Right.
mean, I'm certainly enjoying describing a Power Rangers monster as a Cthulhian horror without, being like, here's what it looks like. Because if you look at
Power
it, you're gonna be
Rangers.
like, this looks real silly. Not after I describe it. Squamous maw.
Oh, you're throwing the S word in there.
So this is all.
However, you can see that it is pressed near the door, and occasionally it leans over and just slaps one of those big flappers on the side of its
Mhm.
body against it.
In
There's
time,
no audio
yeah.
from the cameras, but as it smacks against the door that's containing it, you do on the other side hear a thump against that big heavy door.
A wet, moist, squishy thump.
Dang.
Hey,
Moist.
everybody.
I was
I think
really
I've...
hoping that was just going to be a string of thermite.
Nope. That is definitely that. Blockchain
What are you?
will zoom
What are you
in.
seeing there? What's going on?
Come take a look. I think we know what's on the other side of that door now.
So the jelly that you described, or the stuff at the base of the cardboard cutouts, is that in the room that we are in, or the room that the
Yeah.
camera is looking at?
The room that the camera is looking in.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's
Uh,
behind door number 3 here.
Right. Okay.
I'm just glad that creature understands the concept of doors.
As versus not understanding the concept of doors.
Yeah. Like it looks like a plant, right? I mean, in theory, a plant, while dangerous, doesn't really twig to the concept of a door.
Well, it's more luck based. Like it's flailing around, and then just every so often, clong.
Also
You're such an optimist.
So, gazing at this screen still, after you've taken in what the camera main viewport is looking at, you see another couple readouts that say on their warning: lockdown not complete. Power missing from half of lockdown laser controls.
Huh. Where can I figure out where the other power source is?
You can.
Tappy tap, tappy tap, 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 click, click, tap, tap.
Tippity tap tap, tippity tap.
Here,
and-
maybe if I tap with you, we can hack it better. And I start typing on the same keyboard.
Let's do a duet. That's how computers work.
I actually saw that in one of the seasons of 24. And
It's
course.
CSI did it as well.
Yeah.
Really?
CSI did it.
That's amazing.
The dual hacking, yeah, on the same
like,
keyboard.
if somebody else put their hands on my keyboard, particularly while I was using it, I would bite them.
Or is it like dueling hackers? Like,
Something like that. I'm just saying, if you want to get bit, come try and type on my keyboard while I'm typing.
Well, at that point, definitely don't give her a sniper rifle back. Otherwise, you're gonna
Right,
get bit
exactly.
and shot.
Plus, I hear there are awesome pranks to be had with wireless keyboards and
Yes.
What?
I mean, I when April Fools went through the entire oceanography building, and this is in the before time, so you didn't log out of computers, like that wasn't a thing you could do.
Mm-hmm.
And I went through, and it was like Control Shift up arrow, and it turned the screen upside down.
Yep.
Yes.
I did that to everybody in oceanography and stats. It was very
Oh,
fun.
Paige, that's weak sauce. But I've got a story for you in our porch lag.
I cannot wait.
I mean, you have to wait.
Fair.
So,
I don't know. I think that's an appropriate level prank page. I like it.
I mean, for 1990, I don't know, 8 or 9, it was a perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
And if someone really need to get work done, they can just turn their
But
monitor
wait.
over.
This game.
but anyways, back to this game.
We should try turning the monitor over.
I don't think that's going to help.
Oh, well.
It might make this thing look better.
Oh yeah, now it looks like a awful, ceiling creature instead of a ground creature. That's much better.
No, it's not.
So you ask where the other power connector is, and you're treated to the view of a room very much like this one over here, except for without Lavoche in it, because she's not here right now. She's busy.
We can still see her.
Guess what? Not if I take her to the negative zone.
Oh!
Is there some sort of like corporate mapping on this?
Yeah, sure. You can then ask it to where the map is, and it points out that in fact there is a secondary access point for the power that happens to be just on the other side of the lab room.
Oh,
The
how
one that we're
convenient.
observing right now with
Yep.
the slamming.
Yep.
So what you're telling me is we're gonna have to take that thing out then.
I mean,
Mama said to knock you out.
you need to do what you feel is right.
No, Ben,
Can
that
we
was
establish
that
a
was-
dialogue with
Sorry,
it?
sorry. Perhaps I've misspoken. That was a direct in-game question presented to blockchain.
Yes. Well, such is a problem for you then.
Yeah, I think we will have to get around that thing somehow. But yes, we could. Let me see if there's a PA system for the room that I can access from here. I'll click around for that.
I wonder how it senses reality. It doesn't have eyeballs, right?
I mean, we'll find out.
There we go.
And I'll key the mic and be like, "Hello, nefarious creature."
The nefarious creature, which I should. Is the map showing up? The map is showing up. I'd like to surprise you. Token layer. Here's my
Oh
Yeah.
God!
now I will go to token layer and move monster against the door, where it is very excited to speak to you.
Does it have eyeballs? Are there eyeballs at the end of the tentacles?
Looking at it closely, it maybe they look kind of like fruit though.
Fruit balls.
Fruit balls.
Fruits.
So, it's as you speak through the loudspeaker, through the announcement system, there's a flailing around of its mouth tentacles, and then another slap against the door.
I think you made it
Slap
angry.
twice for peaceful intentions. Slap once for malevolent intentions.
It slaps, and then slaps, and then slaps.
I
Blockchain,
think that means
I
Boom.
don't
Boom.
I don't know that this thing can understand you.
Well, you're the
Hey.
animal trainer. Why don't you talk it through rebooting the power? We don't even have to go in there.
That's true.
it-
Maybe you
is
can
it
offer the right
even-
incentives.
Is it even an animal?
I mean,
It looks more like a pineapple.
You are aware you're the animals expert in the group, right?
You are aware that that is a giant monster and not an animal, right?
Oh, now I am. Thank you for telling us.
Oh,
Hey guys, apparently
Blockchain.
that's a giant monster.
I didn't think
Blockchain,
monsters were real.
Aren't-
Yes.
aren't those the same laser diodes that are out here? Do you think you could control them?
That's a good question. Is there a
Maybe-
button to
maybe
flip
we
them
could
on
just-
from here?
Burn this thing down with the lasers, not even have to worry about it.
What
Uh,
could go wrong?
So I will point out,
Yeah.
because I described it in my words, but I didn't.
You said
set it up
half of
this
them were
way.
on, though, right?
Yes, that
Okay.
this one, this one, this one, this
Hang on.
one,
No.
this one, and this one do not have power on. So the only one in that room, I guess, that does is this one. So there, I made that easy.
So number 5. One
Five
of the number
alive.
5s has power.
Yes.
Yeah, and is there a control for that one
on
on this
well,
machine?
you look at that machine and you actually look around and you see, laser grid. It's right there, and it pops
Oh.
up and says laser grid inoperable while half power is unable to
Is-
form energy
All right,
circuits.
so that's a problem, and the power junction's on the opposite end of the room. So probably we have to either engage that thing or figure out some way to sneak into that other room, which I don't know. I mean, are there any schematics here that suggest that there's a conveniently sized ventilation shaft?
Let's use
Or
the
Jeffrey's
ventilation
tube?
shaft. Ooh, or Jeffrey's tube. Yeah, those are cool.
There is not a Jeffrey's tube nor a
Damn it.
ventilation shaft that does not go through many filters between here and there.
I mean,
So many filters, and it's tiny, and there's a bunch of those razor sharp fan blades, just like you see in every movie and
Mhm.
all that fun stuff
can you
that you definitely don't have in your OSHA approved air vents.
can you pan over to the left a little bit?
To the
Sure.
left, to the left.
Does it look like that door right there on the left-hand side might lead to the power station?
I mean, it says power station on the outside of the door.
Oh
so I
yeah, this door
assume.
right here, 100%.
So if one of us
Danger.
could just get in there, we could reboot the power for you. And
We were gonna sneak past the monstrosity.
I mean, sneaking doesn't look like
I
it's an
mean-
option, but we don't have to kill it. We just have to distract it long enough so that the lasers can kill it.
Oh, I do like that idea. That's a good one. But
So I will
yeah.
point out that I'm pretty good at sneaking, but even I am not going to be able to like hide in plain sight in front of this thing.
Well, we're not sure how it perceives reality.
It's true.
Like if it senses heat or vibration, it's possible we could basically blind it by introducing a lot of heat or vibrations to the environment. And then you could sneak by.
Are you asking us if you can just throw some grenades at it?
It sounds like it.
Because
I
I am
mean-
all for that plan.
We can't use grenades. Well, I mean, we could use grenades, but I have a feeling they might damage the laser terminals, which apparently we want to keep
Concur.
operative.
That would be a
Ah.
problem.
And now you have found the reason why you can't just explode the monster. Meow, 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 mew.
Yes,
All
but
right, now I wanna explode
if
the
we just
monster.
explode the
Meow, meow,
monster,
meow, 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 meow.
do we need the lasers?
We don't really know what the utility of lasers are for us at this point.
So you know that you need to activate the lasers to bring the lockdown, to end the lockdown in this section, in order to potentially get into the
Other
room
section.
with the servers where the sole survivor has been putting messages up against the glass for you.
You're telling me that
Like
this high-tech, state-of-the-art company has their entire lockdown system gridded to whether or not a small laser can go from point A to point B?
I mean, Cobra.
Also, are you
Cobra.
asking realism questions when you could see this terrible monstrosity on the screen here? I'm
You're
already
right,
questioning the
you're
nature of
right.
my reality right now.
Right then. So if we can distract it long
I
enough
mean, it
that
was so
somebody can
terrifying.
get past it and into that power room, we could restart the generator, get the lasers on. Now, the lasers in that room are not like the lasers that we encountered at the front door, which caused physical harm when they touched living tissue, are they?
We have not seen any of the turrets emit a laser.
Yes.
Yet.
But we've disassembled one of them.
I mean,
That's true. We might
This
be able to
is-
guess, make an educated guess.
roll me that technology footage. I don't remember
I'm
what you
right
had.
here. I'm right here for it. Hang on. Give me a second.
Here instead.
Quick,
What?
blockchain, go.
But
I'll remind you that when you took the laser apart, it did have warnings that said laser beams can cause mass bodily harm
Mass bodily harm.
and blindness.
I'm gonna quickly look up the serial number of that laser and be like, yeah, no, this is like one of the Herdy lasers.
You don't need to
They
roll. You
Taught
look
me in,
onto the system and you're
in
like,
technology
oh
school.
yeah, these are these are Cobra lasers. Like these are definitely not not safe. B, definitely will kill you.
Okay. Okay.
Cobra actually uses damaging lasers for everything. So it's actually really inconvenient scanning out at the supermarket on the Cobra base because it just like burns up all of your groceries.
Andrew, that is
Yes.
not where my head went with that idea. My idea was that makes playing with your cat really intense.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah.
no.
Just damn.
Well,
Mike,
have you
that
not
was dark.
had
That was dark.
Cobra's sensitive fur and laser immune cats?
I mean,
Yes.
they are genetically bred to just be laser resistant.
That's the
so-
only ones
Yeah.
that survive, you
Laser-proof.
mean?
Laser proof.
laser proof.
No cats will be harmed in this podcast.
There we go.
Thank
We've heard it here. Cobra has developed the first laser proof cats.
Yeah. And now it's a problem because if the cat gets out in your laser enclosure, it can just fuck up your whole containment system.
May God have mercy on our souls.
But isn't that a threat? Because basically Cobra's going to put lasers everywhere and then offer to sell you laser proofing technology for your cat. And if you don't buy it on their subscription plan, then your cat will get gibbed by the lasers.
No,
Or will
they
it?
just
How nefarious.
they just are laser proof cats, making the cats that much more dominant in a laser dominated world.
Oh, meow, 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 meow.
All right, so enough catting around. Let's take out this giant pineapple. Let's do it.
Do we know how to open the door?
Is there is there a switch here for that?
I
too?
mean, are you going to ask me if there's a button to open the door?
Yeah.
There is a button to open the door.
Okay. So what
Is it this one that says "Open the door"?
Stop you
Maybe.
people. what
Maybe.
else? What else? What other controls are there, especially for that lab space?
So there's a.
Or can you suck all the air out? Maybe you can suffocate it.
I don't know. Like fill it with methane and then just
Sure.
toss-
There's a fire emergency fire system that you
So we
can
can
activate.
piss it off by pouring halon on it.
I mean, basically.
Maybe that would
Maybe.
suffocate it, depending on the mix.
I
Probably
I
not,
would not bet
though.
my money on it, to be honest. I mean, we could try it, but
Hmm.
However, it might distract the creature.
ooh,
Like
just long enough for someone to dash in, run right into it.
So, which of our team members successfully put together the first terminal, the first power generator that we found? Was that you, Blockchain?
Yeah, I think I went in and switched it on.
Yeah.
Okay, but is that something anyone could do, or did it require your expertise?
it did not require a roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a switch.
Okay, so any of us could theoretically get to that. The question is who's going to be able to get past that thing?
That is an excellent question because if it's right up against the door, I feel like it's going to be a challenge. I mean,
I mean,
assuming there aren't any switches to activate the distractotron across the way.
I can have Search tackle it. Like she will take down a full-grown human, no problem. I don't know what that thing's center of
That
balance looks like, but
That thing's
maybe if
pretty
we
big.
could push it back far enough for somebody to slip past.
Or someone could, we could all hide in this room except for one person that could lure it down the hallway, and then someone could pop out of this room, run around, and turn on the power,
I think that's actually probably the better plan.
and then we'd probably lose the one person, but
Yeah, that was their glorious sacrifice.
mhm.
Wow.
So we send
This-
Lavocha on this while
this-
she can't say that.
That's true. Wait,
Clearly
let's
it
not
takes a
live on chain.
hero.
You volunteer?
So what about that other power station? Is there a lock on that door?
There was not a lock on the previous power station door. It was merely that there was the weights of.
It was barricaded.
Right.
Yeah.
However, that door does look pretty small. I mean, from the angle on the video, does it look like the monstrosity would be able to squeeze through a small door like that?
Nope.
So whoever it is would need to be fast enough to run around the fountain, back down the corridor, into the other power station room, and then hide in there.
Wait, around the fountain? What?
Well, I'm assuming that we would lure it down this hallway here,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
have some sort of roundabout in where this fountain pillar
why not
is.
just have them continue to circle the fountain until
I
such time that we...
I mean, they could, I guess, but
Well, just we
I
got to be
would much
careful.
prefer
We got to
to
be
get to a
careful.
place where it can't reach me.
We don't want to. If it gets the fountain water dirty, that's one of our sources of water.
How long are you planning on staying here?
I mean, until we solve all the problems. We're trapped right now.
I'm not sure I was prepared for that particular eventuality.
So the real question is once we get the power back on, if the monster is out in the bloodstained corridor,
Yep.
would we still be able to laser it to death?
You get the idea that the monster would probably need to come back to this area in order to be trapped in the lasers so that the lockdown would be like, hey, monster in room, deadly laser system set up around room fully working.
God, now this freaking lockdown system is based on both lasers and the weight of a very specific monster being on a pressure plate? This is ridiculous.
You know,
Okay,
it might.
That's fine. We have a full
So-
team here. So we send
so
one
now-
person to distract the monster so
Yeah.
we can go turn on the power. The monster eats that person. Then we send someone else to lure the monster back into this laser grid room.
Oh, so what you're telling me is
And then the monster eats that person.
you need two people that are both tough and fat. Okay, fine. Search and I will do it.
But at that point,
What?
no, I figure we could draw straws.
They got
I'm just
spicy
surprised
No,
you weren't
quickly.
Search is
voluntolding
more than
Twist.
capable of outrunning that thing, and I can distract it back into that room, and it'd be great. Unless y'all want to draw straws, and then
Let's
some straws.
just hope that whoever it is can stay ahead of this thing.
And we could also just shoot it over and over again with guns.
Yeah.
I mean, to do that, I would have to have a gun.
You can assist us.
Okay. Happy to.
Go
team, go! Go team, go!
That might make a lot of sense because, like, you could have your sniper rifle like all the way down at the bottom of this hallway.
Yeah.
And when the door opens, you could probably get a couple of shots in before it even got close to you, and then we could jump in from behind, sort of, and pincher attack it. Because ordinarily you'd have to worry about crossfire, but since Twist doesn't miss, we don't. It's just not a problem.
But I mean, then all of you would have to hit the target, right? So they didn't fly past and maybe hit her.
Well, you know,
That's of less concern to him.
I'm just making sure that we acknowledge that as part of our.
We could fire at angles so that if we miss the plant, it would ricochet on the walls a couple times, and it would
slow it down a little bit.
Well, like,
Okay,
given that you'd be past the fountain, it'd be almost impossible for a bullet to bounce properly. Like, the math doesn't really work.
This is getting ridiculous. Listen, we can put Twist down there with the rifle, and she can basically lay fire on it, hopefully draw it towards her, and then the rest of us can run in this room and get this laser grid up and running. And hopefully by that time, she can run around the other side of the fountain as it's approaching her and escape back up, and we can draw this thing back into the containment zone.
I like it.
Sure.
I like it as much as that cat is enjoying that brushing. Everybody, just pause up.
Pause up.
I mean, I think you got Twist to agree to the plan by giving her gun.
But how do we get the gun back from her after the?
But well,
that sounds like Leboche's problem.
I mean, we're basically reverting to my original plan, which I kind of put out sort of as
a joke.
Not a joke, but like just to get the ball rolling. Like, why would this plan not work? And then we could solve all the problems.
I think this is fine.
Done. Let's do it.
Blockchain is going to take the rifle, put 5 rounds into it, and hand it over to Twist.
I mean, look at the size of that thing. Give her 6.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, there we go.
One more for good luck.
Yeah.
Fine.
5 in the mag, 1 in the chamber.
Wait, maybe we should give her one less bullet than there are us.
I was waiting for that part to come up. Like I was
That
waiting for somebody to
seems-
propose that.
Too
That
late.
seems
I
wise.
scamper down the hallway.
Well, we won't leave the room unless she shoots the monster at least a couple times.
Right, at least once, and then she'll have one less bullet than the number of Joes.
Okay, everyone, get in this room, shut this door, and I'm going to open that door.
All right.
I'm so excited to watch this happen.
These are people gonna die.
And I guess
I'm so excited.
So you'll stay here, blockchain, and then
One person
Search
should
and
go in
rescue.
there, and the other person should cover this person as they go in and
All right.
turn the grid back on.
Rescue,
And,
do you want to turn it back on, or do you want me to turn it back on?
You're probably better equipped to be in a fight, so why
That
don't
is
you
true.
be here to help Twist if she needs it?
Okay.
And
I
you're
am
gonna
ca-
also have to lure the creature back up, right, along with Twist.
Well, we're not going to lure the creature back up until Rescue's back inside this room, right?
I thought we were all
Uh,
going into the big room to lure it,
It may be that you all will be in that role at that point.
which is fine.
Assuming, because it's hard to tell if Twist will be able to pull that off, or if that will be on you all.
At which point, Blockchain will pull off his mask and reveal that he was working with Twist as a double agent.
The whole time.
For crypto.
That wouldn't work because Search is of unimpeachable integrity, and Search would know if you tried to get anything funny on your own.
It's
That's
true.
true.
Search is expert with computers and can tell if you are not doing what you're saying you're doing. So
I mean, Search does actually have a higher stat in technology than blockchain.
a D2? Wow, Blockchain, you're not very good with computers.
Why does your dog have a D2 in
She
technology?
Because
All
that
right.
dog needs to know how to fuck up the Roomba. That's why.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Also,
I
if it
love
didn't have any points in technology, how would it know that it shouldn't just agree to all of your ideas and buy more blockchain? It's only the most technologically sound thing to do.
Bruh.
I mean,
Are you
she
listening to
just
this, Nina?
really didn't
listening
want
to
to
this?
roll a snag on all of her technology rolls. So D2 it is.
Hmm.
All right. I think we have a plan.
Also, if she's skilled, she can help you with that skill, which means she
Dang
can
right.
work and make you better at typing.
You hit
All right.
you hit a backslash instead of a slash, and she's just like, bork.
Work, 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 work.
All right. We have a plan. Let's do Ron's plan.
I love it.
Just
I love it.
grenades
All right.
everywhere.
So, tell me what you're
Open
doing.
the door.
All right.
So yeah, blockchain will open the pod bay doors.
I've checked. I have a clear line from the center of my thing over here.
Yeah.
So
White touching that
What
corner.
do you see?
you go and hit the lab release button, and it pops up and says, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Yes.
And you hit yes, and it pops up and it says, "Secondary containment efforts will begin."
Secondary containment efforts.
Oh God, the horror.
What are those?
It
Only
doesn't
one-
say. It just says secondary containments. It says cancel and I agree.
I'm
All
sure
right,
it's
I'm going to
fine.
quickly look for any kind of documentation on this desktop as to what the
No,
secondary
there's
containment efforts
no
are.
documentation.
Nah.
Blockchain.
Nah.
Why are you pulling out the user manual?
To make it work, don't you just hit this button here? I reach over and hit the button.
Let's see what
It's
happens.
green. What's the worst that could happen?
What is the
Well,
worst that can
it
happen?
turns green. There's a mechanical and then as multiple sets of locks disengage from this door to the north, and it slides open. And
Does
as
it let out like a
does-
hiss of gas?
Yes, it totally lets out a hiss of gas as it does, and well, those of you that are inside the lab control room don't smell it, but even Twist, as you're far down the hallway, the air comes out of the lab. It smells. There's the coppery
Ooh.
smell of blood that's in there, and it's gone bad. And there's also this prickly scent of pineapple, just overwhelming blood and pineapple assaults your nostrils as the tendrils reach out first, feeling around, and then